All right, Facebook land. We're here with spokesperson Tony Clark at Cedar Point. And Tony, the park made history today with their big announcement. Tell us what's going on.
We did, and now I don't have to tease you anymore, Ryan. It's actually out here, yes. It's Steel Vengeance. It's our new coaster debuting in May of 2018, and it breaks 10 coaster records, 5 amusement park records for Cedar Point for a total of 15 records that you can read about at cedarpoint.com. But it is the world's first hyper hybrid. And what that means is we have a hybrid coaster, so there's steel track on top of the wooden structure, which provides a really smooth ride. And then we also have a hyper coaster, which is over 200 feet tall. That's any coaster over 200. So you have that combination makes it a hyper hybrid. It's the world's first at 205 feet tall, 74 mile per hour top speed, world's fastest airtime hill, that feeling of getting lifted out of your seat at 73 miles per hour, almost 30 seconds of airtime total, which is the most on any roller coaster on Earth. And it really just packs a punch. The 4 inversions, 90-degree drop, 200-foot drop. We're super excited to finally not hide it anymore, even though it's being built in front of everyone. And we feel it's going to be just a fantastic addition to the park.
And so how long has this been going on for the park? I mean, this has been a long process.
Yeah, I mean, we don't just invent rides out of the blue. We work with manufacturers and designers to decide what we're going to build in the future, and usually there's a 2 to 3 year lead time depending on the type of coaster. We've been working with Rocky Mountain Construction for a little over 2 years. They came out here, looked at the ride, kind of figured out what to do, and the crew over at Rocky Mountain came back with a design that we couldn't pass up. And so you go back and forth a little bit. You decide what you want to tweak, what you want to make bigger, what you want to make smaller, what you want to cram into a tiny space. There's a lot of close calls on the ride that'll look really cool. So all that planning is about 2 years out and leading up to this day today. And now it's out there. So we turn it over to Rocky Mountain Construction to finish the project. And then in May, it'll open to the public when we open for the season.
So run us through some of those nuts and bolts again.
Sure.
Because they're pretty interesting.
Okay, well, let me see if I can nail all of them, okay? There's 10 records, so those are all the stats, too. So it is the world's tallest hybrid roller coaster at 205 feet. It's the world's first hyper hybrid roller coaster. It has the longest drop of any hybrid roller coaster at 200 feet. It's the fastest hybrid roller coaster at 74 miles per hour, fastest airtime hill at 73 miles per hour, the most inversions of any hybrid roller coaster, that is 4, most airtime on any roller coaster, most airtime on a hybrid roller coaster, the longest hybrid roller coaster, 5,740 feet of track, and of course, I'm going to miss one. There's so many, I can't remember all of them. I missed one, Ryan. Were you paying attention to the announcement?
I don't remember either.
Someone needs to chime in. I forgot what the last one. This is terrible. I'm embarrassed.
That's all right.
I am so embarrassed.
There's so many, it's hard to remember.
But when you add it to Cedar Point's collection, we have the most rides, 71 rides. We have the most steel roller coaster track anywhere on Earth, the most roller coaster track on Earth. We have 5 roller coasters at Cedar Point that have first drop of 90 degrees or more. And we also have the most roller coasters that are over 200 feet tall. So when you look at that, it really is the roller coaster capital of the world with a diverse variety of coasters, but also the world record-breaking coasters that people expect.
Technical question, is this considered a steel coaster then?
It's a steel track, so people are going to recognize it as the feeling of a steel roller coaster, but it also has the beauty and look of a wooden roller coaster. The hybrid is really the technical name for it. If you wanted to call it a steel roller coaster, I think that's traditional steel on steel with steel support, steel track, but this one is that hybrid design. So we have 2 other hybrid coasters here, by the way. We have Gemini and Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Both of those have a wooden structure and steel track on top. So they're similar, but those are an older design of a hybrid coaster, whereas this is the latest design.
And the name is Steel Vengeance. Tell us a little bit about that.
Steel Vengeance is a combination of 2 kind of things going on. So it's a steel track, so it's nice and smooth. We wanted to communicate that is what this is. It's not an old rickety wooden roller coaster that people remember and recognize. It is a smooth steel coaster. And we said goodbye to Mean Streak no more. And it went away. And then it came back. And it came back with a vengeance. So it's a lot meaner, bigger, faster. And there's also 3 new characters that go with this ride, Blackjack, Chess, and Digger. They each have unique personalities, and they're here to take over Frontier Town and kind of dethrone Maverick as the top coaster here in Frontier Town. So that's kind of the backstory, and that's why that name Steel Vengeance comes together with the coaster, and the backstory of coming back as a new experience.
And those to have spilled the beans finally, because I've been pestering you guys for a year now, trying to figure out what's going on here. So how does it feel today?
I'm going on vacation, so what time is it? It's almost 1. I'm going to go about 1:30. No, it's a relief for us. The thing that is both awesome and horrible about my job is knowing about every little thing at least 5 years in advance and not being able to talk about it. But it's also the best part because you have the chance to get excited. You kind of get a feel if our guests will like it, if they think it's going to be weird. So it's just a unique position I'm in to know all of this, but it feels really good to finally get it out so that I don't have to keep anything a secret. I don't have to keep side-skirting all of your questions, Ryan, and now you can just look at the website and see the ride and share it with everyone.
Now, who comes up with the name Steel Vengeance? Like, who gets credit for that kind of thing?
There's a combination of many people that do it. It's our planning and design team, the marketing team, which I'm on. Some of our corporate partners chime in as well. So you have just a mixture of what could this be? What do we think this personifies? We have animal characters in the park. We have Val Raven, which is more of a bird, like a regal bird. We have Gatekeeper, which is a griffin. We wanted this to be a personas with the ride. So that's why we chose the 3 characters. It's in Frontier Town. The theming was very, very natural. So all of these things together really allowed us to all work together to find the right name. And when we found it, we kept it. It rang a bell, and now that's what people see today.
Now, last couple questions. All of these months when I was pestering you for more information,
yes,
you kept saying, we'll tell you when the time is right. What made today right?
That's a great question. So, like I said to you earlier, I don't remember what interview we were doing. We want to. I equate this to working with a big company like Apple or Ford or any other manufacturer that has a product, right? They don't just tell you every car they're building the next 10 years. They don't tell you every phone and what it's going to look like 5 years from now. They don't want you to do that because they want you to experience what they have in the moment. And that's what we did with Cedar Point Shores this year. We wanted people to experience the new water park, enjoy that with their families, and the reaction's been fantastic. Toward the end of the year, that's when people start thinking about fall and then transitioning into the next season and doing their vacation planning. So that's where the timing comes in. We knew this was going up. We knew that people were going to see it. They're moving way faster than we thought they were, so there were some things revealed ahead of time, but I think with all the stats now and the name, everybody knows the entire story, not just bits and pieces.
And for Cedar Point Geeks, in reference to where we are, where will the entrance be?
That is a really good question. I don't even know that yet.
Okay.
Because as you remember, the entrance used to be
right here.
Right here. So you can't really get to it. So we are going to have to do some maneuvering. I don't know what it's going to look like, but that's what our planning and design team will do over the winter. Those are not critical parts of the project. Those are things that can happen later. So they'll work over the winter to do that, the queue line, the station theming, that kind of thing.
And are there any unique elements to these inversions?
So some of the things we're going to share with people later that we did not reveal yet today are some of the angles of these turns inside the structure. So you're going to have many overbanked turns, many underbanked turns, inversions that are almost inversions. We have one on Millennium Force. As you crest the top and go down and make that first turn, you're nearly upside down. That's an overbanked turn. There's several of those on here. And right behind us, if I may be so bold, this one is one that you will probably have never experienced ever on any roller coaster. It's an outer banked turn. So that's negative 45 degrees instead of 45 degrees. So it's tilting outwards while you're going over an airtime hill. So you're going to lift out of your seat and be pushed on an angle. And the feeling, I assure you, it's a comfortable experience, but it's going to be the wildest thing you've ever felt. Because I've ridden some of their coasters before, and this is the granddaddy of them all. I mean, this is going to really be just action-packed from beginning to end. And we'll share some of those other details as we go along.
All right, Tony, that's all I got.
All right.